The Diamond League in Silesia, Poland is officially over, and normally I don't do full recaps of a Diamond League meeting. But when this many reigning world champions show up on one track and all decide to go off at the same time, I started to consider that maybe it's time that we actually talk about it, because this is pretty unique as far as I can tell. Like, that level of talent showing out in a whole bunch of sprinting and hurdling events. Now, I've already shared my thoughts on the Noah Lyles Kashane Thompson situation. I mean, Noah Lyles is the reigning world champion. Like, hey, no need to go back on that now. And I've also shared my thoughts on the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. Again, another reigning world champion, and there's no need to go back on that now. Melissa Jefferson Wooden took care of business. But I'm just going to rifle off, like all the performances that I think you need to know about and a little bit about what I think they actually matter. So I've got to start it off with Shericka Jackson because why not? Shericka Jackson goes out there in a 200-meter dash and she wins. That's important because she had the bye to the Worlds because she's the reigning world champion. And she didn't get to run at the games. We all know this. People have been waiting for Shericka Jackson to look like herself. I think that's fair. Like, the general rhetoric has been, is she going to be able to get in form for what we know she's capable of at her best? Because when she's in a world championship final, like the last two times she did it, she ran times that nobody else in the world can run. She ran 22-1 in this meet. Like 22-1-7, I'm going off ahead right now. But she did beat Brittany Brown and Favor O'Feely, both of which were in the Olympic final last year, and Brittany Brown got a medal. So when you kind of put that on the board and realize, like, okay, just competitively on that day, who actually showed up? If she's beating the women who are in the final and beating women who were competing for medals, I mean, Shericka Jackson's going to be fine when it comes to the 200 when we get to Worlds. When we say fine, what do we mean? Because I do believe that there's a gold standard that's applied to her in that event. And I think that's fair. She's still my pick to win the gold because it's hard for me to go against somebody with her level of talent. I just want to see the best athletes go out there and run like themselves. But will she be able to do it? I mean, that remains to be seen because we do know that Julian Alfred, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, Gabby Thomas, they're all going to be there. Now, what form they're all in is a toss-up for a whole bunch of different reasons. And what form Shericka Jackson is going to be. Like, what form she'll be in is a toss-up as well. So, if you take those four names, I mean, your podium to me is going to be those four names. Just being real. It's those four people who are running for the podium. You can take your pick about who you think is going to get the gold, and there's a rationale to choose every single one of them. But I'm still going to land with Shericka Jackson until further notice. Just saying. And when you move off of that, Femke Bol showed up in the women's 400 hurdles and did what she does. She ran a new world lead in that event, and nobody else in the field was even close, like not in that race. And because we know that Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is going to run the 400 at Worlds, it puts us in a unique place. Because last time, Sydney didn't show up to run the 400 hurdle at Worlds. Femke Bol was the victor. So we fully expect her to win again. It's now at this point her race to lose. Like, she knows she's supposed to win gold. Nalila Muhammad is the only person who could potentially stop her. But I don't even think that's possible if, Femke Bol doesn't just run what she's capable of. If that makes sense. I think Nalila Muhammad would have to run well, like for where she is now in her career, and Femke Bol would have to take a little bit of a step back from what she could probably do at her best in order to lose. But hey, that's just, coming from me. I mean, you're the front runner. I think it does put a lot more pressure on you because you can't, yes, you just have to go out there and execute. Like, there's confidence, but like when you're that much of a front runner, it can actually kind of go to your head. Like, so how she manages it, that's one thing. But she's already won the Worlds in the past. And because that's already happened once, I have no reason to believe it won't happen again. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. And then we see the men's 400 hurdles where Karsten Warholm takes care of business, new world lead in that event. That race has always come down to, like in the last few years now to me, you've got Rai Benjamin, Alison Dos Santos, and him. Pretty clear, still going to be those three guys when it's all done. What order you choose them is what order you choose them. Karsten Warholm is making it clear that he's still, got every intention of winning gold this year. Rye Benjamin's going to have something to say about it. He actually lost to Alison Dos Santos not long ago at Prefontaine. So, hey, take your pick, throw it at the board, who you think is going to get it. But, right now, like, that, I think that's all this race really tells us, that, Karsten Warholm is just kind of responding and being like, hey, like, I'm still here. Like, after, I know he lost earlier this year, 1 to 300 hurdles, but like, it is what it is. Like, that's kind of what he's announcing. But even after all that, the short hurdles between the women and the men's side I need to address. As far as the women are concerned, Masai Russell, reigning Olympic gold medalist, not a reigning world champion, the only exception I'm going to make. She came out and she goes 12.19 in the 100 hurdles again. I mean, I say again because she ran 12.17 earlier this year. Like, she's been consistently fast. She ran 12.2 at the USA Championships. Like, at this point, she's making it like very evident. This is the level I'm on, and if you want to beat me, you're gonna have to figure out how to go as fast as I can. Like, it's been hit. I mean, the only time she took a dip was when she got injured and then had to kind of step back from the injury and get back in form. But she's looking like she's in form now. So that gold medal wasn't a fluke. Again, she might not have been the reigning world champion. If you go back to 2023, she was still in college at that time. But that was then. This is now. It's Masai Russell's gold medal to lose in the 100 hurdles. There's a whole bunch of talent that is coming for her. Don't get me wrong. But I think she has to run not up to her best at this moment for her to not win. Like, I don't think anybody can just take it from her if she comes in and does what she's capable of. Which is a little bit different from the men's 110 hurdle situation, because Cordell Tinch actually beat Grant Holloway in a race that technically wasn't a Diamond League section. I mean, there's details on why that is the case. Not really worried about it. But Cordell Tinch is the world leader. He's gone 12.87 seconds in the 110 hurdles. Shout out to him. And, amazing performance in the general sense for what the season has been. The times in this race aren't all that special. Nobody broke 13. And Grant Holloway got second. Grant Holloway's been the world champion 3 times now in a row. Trying to do it a 4th time. And the only person who can stop him, if you ask me, is going to be him. It's going to be injury. I don't think that you can actually beat Grant Holloway. So we're really asking, not so much, is Grant Holloway going to win this race or that race? It goes back to kind of the Shericka Jackson problem, but I think even on another level. Is he going to run like himself? That is what we're debating. Because right now, he don't look exactly like himself. He's good. He's better than most of y'all. But if you're in that top flight of competitors who are chasing after him to get a medal, you could get him right now. Like, we've seen that pretty consistently. I think he knows that he still has work to do to get himself, where he wants to be. I think some of it might, be fitness or, what have you. But overall, like, this is just kind of where the chips fall. Grant Holloway, like, it's him versus the field. And historically speaking, if you choose the field, you will lose your money. That's just how it's going to go. So I'm going to take Grant Holloway, and I'm not going to think twice about it, because there's no good reason to not take him. I mean, at that point, you're choosing Grant Holloway versus injury. You're not really choosing Grant Holloway versus the field. Like, that's kind of how I see it. So all of these athletes, like, that level of talent hit the track, and, just kind of going off. Like, yes, a lot of attention was on the 100. Rightfully so, between the men and the women. But the other athletes, they showed up. They showed out. They made it very clear who they are and why they have gold medals to their name. Because I'll address this part. In track and field right now, when I talk about tier lists and we talk about rating athletes, again, just with the international world that we're living in, to me, tier 1 or the A list of track and field are the athletes with individual gold medals. That's how you get on the A list. If you don't have one, if you don't have at least one, it's near impossible for me to put you on the A list. You can be on maybe the A- list, like through longevity and kind of hanging around and being in a whole bunch of finals and getting other medals. Maybe that might put you on the A- list, especially if you got like relay gold medals to go with it. But if you don't have individual gold medals, it's hard to put you on the A list. I mean, let me know, like, if people are seeing it differently. Everybody else, like, once you get off the A list, and again, the A- list that people hang off, now we're on the B list. There's a whole bunch of, B-list athletes whose names you might recognize if you really follow the sport. There's a whole bunch of them. But it's still the B-list. And even the B-list athletes aren't all on the same level. So, I mean, it is what it is. When we get down to Worlds, if you're an A-lister, you're coming there for one thing. Because once you've already tasted gold, you're supposed to get it again. You might accept the medal of another color if you have no choice. But anything less than that is a colossal failure. So for all of these athletes, we expect to see them in the final. We expect to see them all the way in the front. And the only way you're going to beat them is if you can find a form that you've never shown us before, as far as I can tell. In the sport of track and field, race day is honestly the easy part, because all of the real work gets put in when nobody is watching. When you wear every day is training day gear, you can let the whole world know that your success in competition is not an accident. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below, and it always comes with free shipping. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.